Old top-class motorsport on Salisbury Plain. Hello and a warm welcome to Europe's biggest and best grass track meeting, the Ace of Aces. No prizes for guessing where that name comes from. Here we've simply got the best riders, a real pack of aces. A rider's eye view of practice, but let's get the stars view of this event. World long track champion, West Germany's Karl Meyer.
I've been this year and last year many grass track meetings. I've been this year, I think, 15 grass track meetings in Germany, so I feel me very good.
You feel happy on grass then?
Yeah, more happy than on Spielway.
Another big name on the Ace of Aces bandwagon is Denmark's Hans NIELSEN, former world speedway champion. He enjoys this type of event.
Well, it is very unique, especially with the fun fair and everything here. It's a family day out, the weather is beautiful, and it's a family sport, and I just hope there'll be a lot of people here to watch it.
One of the fans' favourites is England's Steve Schofield, 4 times a winner here.
It's harder every year, you know. They seem to bring in top riders all the time, and the competition gets really tough, you know. The track, you know, it's a hard track to ride as well. It's not easy, and what with a good amount of riders they got here, it's very, very hard.
For some, it's hard and new. American speedway star Sam Ermolenko.
Oh, so much difference. I mean, I'm shaking, like really shaking, nervous, and the stomach, everything's going every which way right now because I'm not sure what to expect out there.
Sam will get a smoother ride than the sidecar boys. Britain's top 2 love the Aces.
Well, if you look around, it has everything. It has rider appeal, spectator appeal, and it has the charisma of being the best in the land.
Charismatic, everybody's here, a great event, well organised, always slick, and of course there's a Page 3 girl here too.
Karen Brennan getting to know the competitors one by one. In the meanwhile, let's meet our own commentators. For the sidecars, it's David Duffield, and solos, Barry Nutley.
Something cross between speedway and motocross is the best way I can describe it. The circuit's about 600 metres round. It's very, very fast, and a lot more to offer than the conventional speedway meeting.
How does it differ, though, if you like, from speedway?
These bikes have brakes, they have gears, they're faster, the terrain's rough, and anything can happen. It's not a prepared circuit as such. When you're dealing with Mother Nature, who knows?
Yes, and you've got a wide track here, which has also got quite a lot of camber in it, too.
Yes, it has. Well, that'll be interesting because the speedway boys won't be used to dealing with that sort of thing, and the established grass track stars could come through very well indeed.
Now, you're our commentator for the solos. Next to you, we've got David, who's looking after the sidecars. What are the problems facing sidecar riders and passengers?
Well, first of all, they're riding 1,000cc machines, which means there's a fair old belt round this track, and the track actually got quite a slope to it. So I imagine going downhill and taking that sharp bend at the bottom of that downhill stretch, we're going to see some activity, and the passengers have got a hell of a job to do, believe you me. I think the spectators out here are going to have a very good day's racing.
These sidecar units, they're purpose-built, aren't they, for this sort of thing?
Very much so. You'll see the sloping wheel to make sure they get plenty of grip when they go around the corner and don't tip the thing over. But that doesn't mean to say that they don't get sometimes upended.
You're looking forward to it,
I am very much so.
Back in the pits, those unsung heroes, the mechanics, going through the last-minute fine-tuning that may be the difference between success and failure in such an even contest. The solos and sidecars will each race 4 times to produce the qualifiers for the finals, so every point is vital. Before the serious business, a flying lap contest to get the top riders and the crowd warmed up. This is Andy Smith. He's seen Meyer, Wigg and Morton set a blistering pace. But he beats the lot to lap in 20.65 seconds. But on now with the main event, and our commentator is Barry Nutley.
Coming to the line for the opening race of the 1988 Race of Aces, the man very much in form, number 1 Steve Schofield, the man to watch. Another bombshell from Germany, number 5 Uwe Gessner, young, dynamic, the hottest property around on the continent. Star-studded lineup for race 1 of the 1988 Ace of Aces Grasstrack. And setting the scene perfectly, Martin Hagen, number 20, as the rest of the pack drift wide. Martin Hagen in those distinctive pink and lime green riding leathers, now down to second place. Steve Schofield, of course, number 1 on the plate, last year's winner. 4 Ace of Aces titles under his belt, now in the lead from Martin Hagen, but Hagen trying again, taking the long way round. Steve Schofield, 5'3" of him, Poole Speedway, 4 Ace of Aces titles. Qualify for the World Long Track Final, Steve Schofield, 1988 British Master, desperate to make 5 Ace of Aces his, but Hagen coming back at him, 2 laps to go. Martin Hagen still trying hard at Steve Schofield, but Schofield leads. Hagen in second. Hasn't given up, the bit well and truly between Martin Hagen's teeth. From Leighton and East London, the last lap flag is out on their last lap. Steve Schofield, some 8-10 machines lengths clear. Martin Hagen, the machine bucking as he goes round up the hill for the last time, coming into the final turn. Steve Schofield from Poole, from Mitcham in Surrey, Poole Speedway, coming out of the turn. The checkered flag is ready. Steve Schofield gets the win. Martin Hagen in second place. Over the line in third, number 17, Chris Morton.
First blood to number 1, Steve Schofield. A 5th win here, obviously his aim.
I broke my hip joint right off and my pelvis in 6 places and my back in 2 places.
And this is the first meeting since?
Yeah.
Are you feeling still a bit sore?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have to ask, why do you do it? If you're still feeling sore, why come back and ride?
I don't know, lots of people ask racers why they do it, but I don't know the answer.
Lisa, I have to ask you, for a pretty young lady, I mean, what is she doing in a tough, rough, dangerous game like this? I mean, aren't there better things that you should be doing?
No. You meet fantastic people. They really are lovely. And the racing is very good. I just generally enjoy it on a bike.
And you're feeling confident too?
Yes.
Well, let's see the pinfolds in action. Commentary by David Duffield.
The sidecar's now coming to the line and a change in direction, because instead of going round as the other bikes have done in anti-clockwise direction, we're now going clockwise with the sidecar on the left-hand side. 2 to look out for, number 4, Russell Ing with Chris Skipper. Not that they're going to win this race, I think, but both of them have come back from all sorts of injuries, particularly Paul Pinfold, with Lisa Pinfold as his passenger. First tryouts in a horrific smash some 4 months ago. Good luck to him on this one now. The sidecar's really wanging away around that bottom bend, and this at the top of the bend is where we had some problems in practice, my mistake. They're going too quick now, and down the back straight looked to me like we're going to have a changeover, because there Dave Manning has taken the lead, but Dave comfortably in front, held off Richard Piggott, known as Sid to his entourage, and Sid Piggott, he's closing up now, trying to go on the outside, but Manning looks like he's got the power to come up now, and I think Manning still held it, and Piggott then has got a challenge yet again. He tried to get past him, but still it's Manning in front, then Piggott lying in second place. Well, Piggott's been the hot tip for this race so far, and everybody thought he's going to make it, but he's going to make his challenge this time down into that sharp left-hander. They're coming up now with 1 lap to go. Will that lead change? Manning looking back over his shoulder can see that Piggott is trying to come up on the outside. Up the hill they go, really giving some stick. Still Manning from Piggott, that's the way they go. And behind them then is Russell Ing with Chris Skipper, a brand new machine. It looks like they haven't got it sorted. They've got no chance of challenging for first and second place. It is still then 10 leading them through. That's Dave Manning with Peter Blank, probably the oldest combination we've got here. He's 40 years of age, the driver, and Peter Blank is 39 years of age, showing that experience tells. As Manning crossed the line first, and behind him was that man, Richard Piggott, known as Sid. He could not get past Dave Manning.
So 6 points for Dave Manning. Only the top 6 outfits will make the final. The pinfolds, by the way, came in last, I'm afraid. So straight on now with more sidecar action, the second race in leg 1.
Set up for a very good start, and they're almost neck and neck, and this is the hard right-hander at the bottom, and back up the hill, slipping and sliding all over the way, as the powerful CCs of power hammering down and into the lead. That is Alan Blewett with John Blewett. My goodness, father and son combination. They've travelled all the way down from Darlington to race here today. Up in Yorkshire, it was
where Grasstrack really started, and all the champions used to come from there. But now it's well and strongly down in the south of England, and have already been lost a chair. In the background, they're putting the yellow flags out now. Somebody's had a problem, and they have gone right out. Are they stopping the race? I ask myself. The arms have gone up. It looks like the race has been stopped. Well, the catch fence caught. Looks to me like that's the passenger that's been thrown out into the catch fencing.
No, it's driver Kevin Lapham who's injured. Just watch here how they drift wide on that bend, then clip the fencing and lose it in a big way. Well, the news is that Kevin is just badly shaken, but he will need a quick checkup in hospital. So, while the others prepare for the rerun, we're going to take a short break.
There's a feeling that can hit you anytime and any place. No matter what you're doing, got to get that taste of great Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's the taste that can't be beat. There's one who knows the secret of why it's good to eat. It's delicious tender chicken, herbs and spices too. Brings the taste so secret, deliciously to you. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
The secret's in the taste.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, that accident certainly brings home the dangers of life on a sidecar. Happily, no bones broken this time, and we're ready for the off once more.
Well, we're going to have a restart now of race 6 following that accident of Kevin Lapham and Mark Lapham. And taking their place will be Len Foreman and Ray Foreman. So we've got the two more brothers in taking the place of two brothers who've now been sidelined, throwing that very nasty smash. So as they're now coming up towards the tapes, will Alan Blewett, who took the lead so convincingly in that first heat, will he in fact be able to hold it? So he's there in the centre, in the blue. You can see him now trying to edge forward. Alan Blewett wants to get back into the lead. It looks like he's taking it back again to another very good start. Looks like Blewett's taken the lead again. That will be some consolation for him, having had to be outlined, but he's got challenge on the inside. I don't know how on earth Blewett held it in that time, because somebody came up the inside, but the challenge is now coming from the outside too. These boys have not been shaken by that crash at all, and as they go through there, Ken Lane with Paul Urich, who had a nasty tumble in practice, have now taken the lead. What courage these people have got on these sidecars. And as they go down that back straight now, swinging out on the outside there, Rob Wilson, Vince Jones is trying to challenge the lead, but still up in front, Ken Lane with Paul Urich. They're coming up now, putting on the power, 1,000 cc's of power. It's going to take them up this hill, and there they go. Looking good at the front this time, and very confident indeed. What a nice stylish pair, back together again after that horrific accident in May. And as they go down, they must be very pleased, but bad luck to Alan Blewett, who's leading before we restarted this race, because he's gone back now to probably 4th place, and that's a great disappointment for Blewett, having travelled all the way down from Doncaster. And now with 1 lap to go, can Ken Lane hang on at the front, and coming up and even tipping the wheel up into the air. Rob Wilson having a go at him on the outside. Wilson's going round now. Wilson is challenging in number 8, and number 7 on the inside is Ken Lane, with Paul Urich, and they've gone right across into the flags, and they whip round the outside. I think Rob Wilson and Vince Jones have got it now. That frightened them to death as they went through the flags, and it certainly is going to be a win there for number 8, followed by number 7. Rob Wilson with his passenger Vince Jones just ahead of Ken Lane and Paul Urich, and in 3rd place was John Hiscox and Steve Bailey. What a race after that restart.
Our best race so far. A close battle that the fans really appreciated, especially after that accident. Well, on now with the solos and a clash of the giants. Meyer against Nielsen. Meyer's raced here before.
Yes, it was 1986, but I had on this race only the 5th place. But now I feel me very good, and I win many meetings on grass this year, and I hope I can win the last meeting from this season also here in England.
It's quite fun. You got to make a living as well. It's different to speedway, and it's challenging and a bit more speed. I do the long track as well, which is very similar, and you get up to speeds at 100 miles in the straight, which is quite a thrill.
There are some very good riders against you. It's going to be a tough battle today.
Yeah, this is very good if I have a good concurrence, good riders, and this make good meetings, for the crowds and everything. And but I hope we can make a good public relation for grass track meetings.
It's going to be fast and furious.
It's certainly fast, hopefully not too furious.
A real clash of titans go to the line for this race, because the name on everyone's tongue, number 4, Karl Meyer, 4 times world long track champion, lifted the title in 87 and 88, and 2 times world champion, Hans NIELSEN, in the speedway world, number 12. Now Nielsen rides at Oxford when he's not competing in grass track, and he's not competing in the Danish league, but 2 times world champion Nielsen is against the established long track stars, and taking an early lead. It is indeed Nielsen going down, but Nielsen, Meyer is right with him. So Hans NIELSEN leads around the first turn. Karl Meyer there in second place, number 4. So a closely fought first, second, third and fourth places, nothing between them as they got the hill for the first time. Karl Meyer looking at the inside of Hans NIELSEN. NIELSEN leaving a bit of a gap. Meyer will seize the advantage if he possibly can, drifting wide at the end of the first lap. 3-lap board out. NIELSEN leads, Meyer in second. Number 24 there, Steve Baker, having his last ride on grass track and his last ride on 2 wheels. After this, he is retiring. He is there in third place, but no mistaking the leader. 2 laps to go, still NIELSEN. Karl Meyer right with him. Don't forget, 8 points, every race counts. 8 points for a win, 7 for a second. It's not good enough for Meyer for a second. If he wants to lift the title, he's going to have to score maximums all through the day. In fourth place is number 33, Will James from Cornwall. And the Czech, Alice Drumil, there is in 5th. 1 lap to go. NIELSEN leading. Karl Meyer still number 4 in second place. Around the bottom turn, this adverse camber, very slippery bend, exiting, approaching 70 miles an hour, accelerating up the hill to 80 as they throw it into the final turn. NIELSEN staying very, very tight indeed, not leaving anywhere for Meyer to go. That's how close it is as they go over the line. NIELSEN gets the win, Meyer in second, and number 24, Steve Baker, the Australian, a very good ride for him, came home in third for 6 points. And mistaking the winner, number 12, looking over his shoulder, Hans NIELSEN from Denmark.
Yes, Denmark first, Germany second, and Australia third. But straight after that race, Hans NIELSEN found that he was injured. Despite finishing in front, the Great Dane of Speedway hasn't found this Salisbury circuit to his liking.
Yeah, well, the trouble is the stones out there, they're flint stones, and although I was in front, not this, but some big stone went through my boot and caught my foot.
Actually went through your boot?
Yeah.
Caught your foot?
That's right.
And what's the damage? Is this the cut that you've got down here?
The cut, I don't know whether it needs stitches or not, but I'll go and see the ambulance man, and I'm going to have to pack it in, I'm afraid. I think
you're pulling out of the event?
Yeah, I'm afraid so, yeah, because I might be able to carry on with this, I don't know, but really this was from being in front. I would hate to happen where if you get one of these stones, they hit you from behind. I mean, I've heard of guys losing eyes and stuff because of stones, and I think it's just a little bit too dangerous.
So, a shock in the solos, but the sidecars roll on regardless.
We have 2 very interesting pairs battling it out here. Roger Measor, number 1, with Dave Harris. They're ex-double British Masters, and in 1987, they won the Aces of Aces here. So they're going to be challenged very strongly, I think, by Steve Jurson with his passion to Dave Ward. They're in great form. They recently won the British Masters, and they won this event way back in 1983. So those are the 2 to watch out for. Roger Measor, number 1, and Steve Jurson, number 2. They come to the tapes now. Watch out for 1 and 2. There's going to be a lot at stake. The reputations of these 2 now on this super day here, ideal for sidecar racing. Who's going to come out on top? There they are. The tapes go down that hill into that sharp right-hander. And as they wang their way round, what a lead he has got. This is what's happened. The mud is flying up from this track. It's been drying up now with 3 laps to go. In the lead then is Roger Measor. He's got it well and truly stitched up right now. Looks unchallenged out there, and they can now go down that slope knowing that the battle has got to be for second and third places. They swing wide, and it looks like somebody else nearly went into the catch fence. That right-hander throws them out towards the fence, and the power was on, and they go downhill. The sidecar begins to lift as well, but still in the lead then. It's Measor being hotly pursued by Steve Smith. Now, Steve Smith hasn't come here just for the journey too, because Steve Smith is a very strong competitor indeed. 40 years of age, with his partner John Mitten, who's 36 years of age. They're now hammering down that slope. Steve Smith, all the way from Sutton Coldfield, on his 960 NRE Wasp, but he's been challenged on the outside now. They come up towards the last lap. No doubt about it, Roger Measor and Dave Harris have got to stick to the front, but the change-up as zooming past them. Steve Jewison just went past Smith like he was nailed to the grass, and so we've now got 1 and 2 on the programme, and Jewison's trying to come down the outside. Jewison really is winding it up, putting the power on now, but as he left it too late, he's trying to go around the outside now. As on the inside, Measor knows he's got a challenge, but Measor swung out wide as Jewison comes up on the inside, but no, it's on the line. I think that went to Roger Measor, with Steve Jewison in second place and Smith back in third. What a race that was, and when they come to ride together, these two, I think, are going to be the pairs to watch.
Yes, it's likely to be some battle in the programmes to come as Measor and Jewison slug it out. A good race between them there, decided right on the last bend, with Measor pipping Jewison by a few feet on the line. After the race, we got them even closer together.
Well, I understand Steve had a bit of a handicap. He had a very bad start, but in half nice to throw some dirt in his face for a change.
Is that how you saw it, Steve?
Well, I've got a few bumps and bruises to show for it, so I'll have to try and make sure I get a better start next time.
I think you're suffering a bit of damage from a flint on one of your legs, aren't you? You've got a cut.
Yes, I've got a few cuts, but they'll soon repair. I'll just have to put a bit more padding on.
Yes, I mean, you've been 1 and 2 in this race. I mean, obviously you'll be looking to redress that next time round.
Well, I hope so, yeah.
Roger, a quick comment?
We're going to keep it to the final. 1 and 2, which way round I won't say.
But I have a feeling I know which way round you like it.
Oh, yes, definitely.
OK, thanks to the two of you. Cheers.
Thank you.
And remember, there'll be 3 more races in each event before we know the 6 finalists in the sidecars. And in the solos, there'll be 10 finalists. These 4 won first leg races, but of course Nielsen's pulled out, leaving the others the early favourites. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this first programme in our series. We leave you now with the leaders after the first leg in both the solos and the sidecars. Make sure you join us next week for the second leg in the Ace of Aces.